Disculpa porque mi querido Windows 10 me ha dado un pantallazo azul muy majo. Gracias a esa gran actualización de abril. Gracias Microsoft, gracias, Ya es el segundo pantallazo que me ocurre haciendo el streaming.
Sí, además haciendo streaming los dos, tío.
Sí, es una maravilla. Gracias, Microsoft, gracias. De verdad, te tengo en el corazón. Mi orto, la madre que te parió. No.
Está comprobado, ya no puedes rebatirlo, tío.
The answer is C. Private Martin. And as far as we know, he doesn't have a second name. It's like Private Share. Or even...
La verdad es que no tengo ninguna gana de ver esta conferencia, pero...
Yo tampoco.
Yo
tampoco.
Tampoco. Of the Binding of Isaac series. Is it A. Delirium, B. Conquest, C. Teratoma, or D. Mom? The answer was A. Delirium. How did you do, Webster? Nice. Well, thanks for helping me out. We will see you later in the show, yeah? Let's pass it off to the Wilton Theatre in Los Angeles because the PC gaming show is about to begin.
Una auténtica mierda de conferencia.
It's good.
Que alguien caza el pato, por Dios.
Que le echen la cara.
LOL.
Cosas nazis off cámara.
Pues reitero a los que, si hay algún espectador por aquí aparte de nosotros,
le ha dado su nata.
Pues eso. Bueno, ya lo ha explicado Carlos en el post de la encuesta de Ubisoft. Justamente al
Juraría
final...
que hace un rato ponía 20 segundos.
No,
sí.
joder.
Me están robando
20 segundos de mi vida extra. Quiero que me los paguen. Pues los de Ubisoft esperaba que sacaran algo del Rainbow, en plan algún anuncio en plan de vamos a abrir los servidores por fin del sur de Francia y cosas por el estilo. Pero no, not happening.
No han dicho casi nada de... O sea, han estado hablando de Rainbow, pero...
Han hablado un poco de la Pro League y eso, pero poco más.
Sí, pero ya está.
Bueno, va, que ya viene, como el amador. Ya viene. Que viene.
Assassin's Creed Origins.
Bueno, y hay tres espectadores, pues bueno, pues a los que estén ahí conectados les pido disculpas por el pantallazo azul de mi querido PC.
¿El que ha pasado o el que está por pasar?
Pues puede pasar, toco madera porque es fácil que vuelva a pasar. Windows 10 actualizando abril es un paraíso.
Mejor no toques nada, por si acaso.
Joder. De mal rollo, a lo mejor que alterno de una ventana a otra y peta esto. Solo aviso. Todo es una mierda. Assassin's Creed Origins, ¿pero esto qué es? A ver.
Hombre, Subnautica.
Let's celebrate that magic together. This is the PC Gaming Show.
Y esta es toda la emoción que vais a tener.
Los mejores gráficos, tío.
Ya está,
Esa animación solo la hace un PC, chavales. 60 FPS.
Pero el streaming solo está en 1080, en 30 frames, no está en 60 frames.
Es triste.
Oh, hello to everyone online. Hello
Bueno,
everyone at the
estamos.
Winter, and welcome to the PC Gaming Show. Yes.
Sí, van a estar toda la conferencia de debate ahora.
My name is Dana, and I'm your host today. I am
Por cierto, For
delighted
Honor
to
está
be here. We have
gratis.
a fantastic
¿Qué?
show for you this
Pero
afternoon.
temporalmente,
First, all
¿no?
of you came out to the Wiltern.
¿Para
Thanks for
siempre?
joining us. The Wiltern
siempre?
is a beautiful
¿Cómo?
venue here in Los Angeles. To all you
De
online
aquí
on
al
Twitch,
18 de junio la
thanks for joining us. To
la
those
Starter
host
Edition es
streaming
gratis.
partners,
Me
hey,
lo voy a
I'm
pillar,
talking, you
hombre,
dropped frames.
gratuito.
Great to have you here.
Ah, el starter, tipo la del Rainbow, que es un timo.
To all the wonderful
Sí, pero joder.
sponsors helping make the PC
Ya.
Gaming Show come back
Algo es
together.
algo.
for the 4th straight year.
¿Y cómo se añade?
Now,
No sé, yo le estoy dando y no pasa nada.
Ah, agregar. Sí, te da la opción. En juegos gratuitos te da la opción de agregarla, si quieres.
I have my co-op partner up in the balcony. It's Frankie Ward joining us today. How's it going, Frankie?
Hey,
Oh,
Sean,
gratuitos.
I'm going to be up here in the balcony with a bunch of
Agregando
creative new
juegos.
PC games coming your way. From Warfare's latest updates
Ahí
to
está.
some upbeat indie
Puta madre.
games.
Bueno, están diciendo, os vamos a enseñar unos buenos indie.
Are so excited for the show to get started. We have over 30 games
¿Vengan a por los indies?
across the next
No sé.
90 minutes.
A ver qué
So
presenta.
let's get it underway. Our very first title is from Coffee Stain Studios. Their game has absolutely massive construction as well as automation. Let's take a look at Satisfactory.
Bueno, no es modo charla, ¿no? Están enseñando trailers y tal. Por lo pronto.
Y exclusive.
Sí, sí.
Bueno,
Ojo,
bueno.
cuidado.
Bueno. Vamos a ver. La musiquilla ahí.
Mola la música, ¿no?
¿Qué juego es este? Parece un
Satisfactory, han dicho que se llama.
juego indie ahí.
No
Pues
tiene
mala
mala pinta.
pinta, ¿eh? Sí.
No, este me está gustando. Es
Y
gracioso.
sincronización a la hora de decirlo, ¿eh?
Ya, todos aquí contentos.
¿Va de deforestar el planeta o cómo?
LOL, mira.
Hostia, qué guay. Estos son dos que te molan a ti, además, mene.
Sí.
Construcción y sí, gestión y eso, ahí está, volver loco ahí. Madre mía.
Bueno, cadenas de montaje y mierda, cuidado.
Madre de Dios. Joder.
Joder.
Está guapo, ¿eh?
Sí, sí.
Esto es para echarle horas, ya se ve.
Y tanto. Tiene buenos gráficos, ¿eh?
Sí, no está nada mal.
Unos
Nada,
gráficos
nada.
bastante cojonudos. Pero el trailer también hay que decir que está muy bien montado, ¿eh?
Sí.
Sí, sí.
Joder, madre mía lo que ha montado. Hostia.
Te puedes montar tu Mad Max si quieres.
Ya ves, tío.
Joder. Centrales nucleares y todo.
¡Qué demonios! Este detalle me ha gustado.
Tiene buena pinta, ¿eh?
Tiene muy buena pinta, ¿eh? No, bueno, me está sorprendiendo, ¿eh?
Sí, muy gratamente, además. Ha empezado
Sí, sí.
bien la PC Gaming Show con este trailer.
Guay.
Satisfactory. Ah.
Que le he dicho que se llama así.
A ver, ¿cuándo sale Satisfactory?
A ver.
No han dicho nada.
Joining me
Pobrecitos,
on
son los que tienen el teatro más
stage to talk
chiquitín.
about it is the game director at Coffee Stain Studios. It's Oscar Gilsayan. Come here, Oscar. Welcome to the stage. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Now, Oscar, I just want to begin right away by asking, what is Satisfactory all about?
Satisfactory is essentially about building these huge automated factories. So you play as an engineer that's been sent from Earth to this alien planet, and you're going to build this enormous machine. It was hinted at the end of the trailer there.
Yeah.
And to build that, you need a whole ton of parts, which you need to build machines that will make them for you. So you'll start out pretty simple with a few machines.
Yeah.
and then
Estos son
you'll
los que han hecho el Code
expand
Simulator y...
until you finally need to start
Joder,
adding
pues
up
no tiene que ver, ¿eh?
It's like
No, no.
like more convenient.
Porque, joder, es que tiene muy buena pinta, ¿eh?
And, you know, for people who haven't
Y mola que
played
empiezas desde cero y te puedes montar ahí la de Dios.
what producing
Sí,
a more
sí.
advanced resource might look
Qué
like.
guapo.
Que hagas con colegas y tal.
After a while, you'll need to
Esto, pero
transfer
con
Mola.
Corea se puede jugar esto. Sería la hostia.
And you'll, at that point,
Estoy mirando
you'll
la
have
página
some
web, a ver.
set up your wires and cables.
A ver,
But to make plastic,
por el tráiler
you
parecía que sí
need
que
oil.
vas a poder
So
jugar
you
con
go out
colegas.
and find this oil.
Sí, sí, o sea, con colegas tiene toda la pinta.
Sí, bien puntazo, madre mía.
Set up a transport,
Sí, 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 es con colegas.
self-driving
Wow.
car
Acaban de salir
between
4 ahí en
the
el...
outpost and your
Sí,
factory.
sí, y además gestionar todo, hacer una base. Yo este lo compraría, para jugar ahí.
How much area are we talking
Es que me ha
about?
convencido todo, a nivel gráfico, a nivel... Bueno,
Oh,
está guapo.
this factory will grow enormous. The main part, which will probably be the biggest, will start spreading more and more and more. Or in some cases,
Te pregunto en plan,
building
o
these
sea, supongo que las
massive
máquinas saben unas
tall
cosas y
buildings
según lo que le
in the
metas
factory floor.
otras o lo que sea. Pues
Claro.
tal cual.
Including the resources that you need to gather from basically all around the map.
Yeah.
So you'll have vehicles driving all over.
Now, I want to ask about the first-person perspective because these types of games typically are top-down. Why first-person?
We wanted it to feel like the player's the one building the stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, when you've built a bunch of stuff, you can see these enormous buildings, these structures towering above you. But also when you go out and explore, you'll be the one, like, you go through the underbrush and in the jungles and whatever.
I mean, in the trailer, it even looked like there's a lot more to explore, like different environments and biomes.
Yeah. The map is, we made a point to make it big and varied.
Yeah.
And it's about 30 square kilometers in size, so it's kind of enormous.
Wow. You know, one final question. I saw multiple engineers there. How does multiplayer work?
Oh, it's
Es un juego cooperativo.
So basically, you'll
Joder.
start up a server and play with your friends.
Creo que tendrán mi
Now,
dinero,
tell us,
si se os ocurre.
how do we get our hands
Yeah.
on this game?
So we got a closed alpha plan
De 1 a 4
for
jugadores.
3 months.
Buah,
So you can
estoy
sign
leyendo.
up for the alpha at satisfactorygame.com. And yeah, then you'll know.
Well, great, Oscar. Thanks for joining me on stage once again. That is satisfactorygame.com. Now, up in the balcony, Frankie, I understand you have our very first indie title of the day.
We do indeed, Sean, because here's something we love about the PC platform. It's such fertile ground for creative ideas from small teams. NeoCab is an emotional survival game set in the future about gig labour, tech disruption, and the experience of being a driver for hire. Perhaps the last of your kind. From the brand new indie studio Chance Agency, let's watch the first gameplay trailer for NeoCab.
¿Qué es esto? ¿Que han llamado a Microsoft para que les digan cómo se hacen conferencias o qué?
Por lo visto.
Bueno, pues parece que están fuertes, ¿no? Con los gameplay, con los juegos. A ver,
Es que, hostia, fue dura,
Sí,
Las
las-
últimas
sí.
años han sido. Uff.
Las anteriores han sido horribles.
Mola, artísticamente mola, ¿no?
Sí.
Sí, muy chulo.
Now, our
Hola,
next
porque aquí te
game,
pone
believe it or
Windows,
not, is in the
Mac,
Battle Royale
Linux,
genre.
tal.
Of course, it's
En vez de
even
Xbox
2018,
One,
what do you
Play
expect?
4.
Yeah.
We have several Battle Royale games we're going to be talking about today because the Battle Royale format is very simple and very flexible. Players play in an ever-shrinking space until there's one last standing. So developers have already been doing all kinds of different explorations of what this could possibly be. And our very first Battle Royale game that we'll be introducing today has up to 1,000 concurrent players. It's from Automaton Games. Let's look at Maverick's Proving Grounds.
A ver.
Si ya tiene 1 millón de
Battle-
jugadores, ¿cómo puede ser exclusivo? O
Un
sea,
Battle Royale con... hecho 1000 jugadores a la vez.
A ver, ¿este? ¿Cuál es este? Pues está animada, ¿no? La PC Gaming Show. Está yendo a buen nivel.
Sí, sí, sí.
sí, sí. Está sorprendiendo para bien.
Para bien,
Están enseñando cosas en vez de hablar.
Sí, sí.
Sí, porque yo tenía un coñazo de conferencia.
Tal cual.
Mola el trailer del PlayerUnknown, ¿no?
Pero luego ya jugarlo y ya es la cosa, ¿eh?
Es que ya son todo lo mismo, tío.
Sí.
Bueno. Pero.
Tío, dale ahí, pam. Vale, ya está. No, al menos se me está haciendo dinámica esta especie de misión.
Sí, sí.
Ya es.
Madre mía, los scripts.
Ya, scripts a punta pala, Es como... Ay. Scripts forever. Mavericks.
Joining me on the stage to talk about
Ponía Cray and Jane, ¿no? De fotográfico.
is the CEO of Automaton Games. It's James Thompson.
Entrevistas cortitas, mostrando muchos trailers.
Está bien, está
Como-
bien. Es como
¿cómo
debe
se hace,
ser.
joder?
Ahí, sí, sí.
Joder.
Y cuando no he visto ya la típica mesa de café,
Sí, me
con
ha
los sillones
alegrado.
alrededor,
Sí.
ya ha sido en plan de bien, estamos bien. Todo a buen camino.
Sí, sí.
Creo que este chaval es más joven que nosotros, ¿eh?
Ya ves, tío.
Well, you said it's a very popular formula, and you know that last man standing kind of game type is incredibly compelling by itself. But Mavericks is really about depth. You know, we've already talked about 400 players before, and we're sort of super excited today to talk about our 5-man squad mode being 1,000 players. But really, it's about depth as well. It's about the fact that that environment is even a bigger step, the simulation and those elements sort of combining together.
Yeah, I want to zoom in right on the 1,000 players aspect. How does that really shift the dynamic from the, say, 100 that we're typically used to?
Well, it's really about combining scale with the depth of simulation. So the fact that
De momento va bien la conferencia. Me gusta.
Vale, llevamos 15 minutos, ¿eh?
Pero están haciendo, prácticamente se hacen esto, pero que no haya mesa es lo que dice Marcos, ya es un gran aliciente.
So take a
Mesa de
concrete
café.
example. Let's say a player
Toma.
walking through the map, they'll be leaving footprints, they'll be displacing foliage, like grass bending.
Se sentaban ahí cómodamente a hablar, ahora no, ahora está el tío de pie y venga,
Sort of together make the map.
Yeah, there's
Much more of a dynamic
like a
environment.
recent history of who could have been here.
Es que si no la
Sí,
plataforma
o sea, a mí no me parece mal que hablen,
Sí.
porque está guay y te cuentan cosas de los juegos y tal. Pero joder, enséñame el juego.
Not just that
Claro.
session-based gameplay, you
Aquí es
enter
como,
the
bueno, te
game
enseñamos un
and
tráiler y tal, y ahora te vas a explicar un poquito de qué va.
Ya está, pero está bien, está bien. Esto está bien. Es soportable, esto es...
Acuérdate, EA dijo, mañana enseñamos el modo historia en Microsoft. Y en Microsoft salió un tráiler de 20 segundos más.
Ya está, sí, sí.
Where can people go to find out more?
Well, we've just launched our site right now, so if you're interested in signing up for the closed beta, you can do that now at mavericks.gg/closed-beta. And actually, if you register this week, you'll get special in-game content for free from E3.
Well, awesome.
And we have only 100,000 slots for the first group signing up, so
Right on.
that will give you some beta access, but I'm sure there are a lot more people than that on the stream, so repeat
Creo
it
que me preparé un...
Well, James, thanks so much for
Coffee and
joining us
Lake.
once
Es
again.
coña,
That's
es coña.
Mavericks.gg.
Un
Our
cubata.
very next game
Joder, ¿por qué lo dices?
showcased
Me
the
cago.
extraordinary power of the matters. Frankie, tell us about it.
It does indeed, Sean.
¿Sabes qué pasa, Marcos? Que mañana no tengo que conducir, que llevar el coche. Porque lo dejo en el taller. Lo deja Miriam en el
And
taller.
for many developers, modding
Lo deja Miriam.
Hombre, dejará y luego iré a buscarla yo con el Mini. Pero bueno.
El
Mini Cooper que tiene ella.
Yo
Yo me quedo con la presentadora. Ay, malo soy.
Pues yo ni eso, la verdad.
¿Nada? Pues bueno,
No.
son bonitos, ¿eh?
Here's gameplay from the Forgotten City.
A ver.
A ver. Otro exclusivo, joder, con el PC, ¿no? Está ya luciéndose ahí. sacando
30
músculo.
juegos han dicho que van a mostrar, o sea que...
Joder. ¿Cuál es este, tío?
Ahí para rato, ahí para rato.
Hombre, Gladiator.
Sí. Eso decís.
Era el con el casquito y todo, con el casco y
Máximo,
todo, ¿eh?
sí, 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 al máximo, ¿no? Al máximo.
Sí, sí.
I've spent a lifetime in this place.
Está yendo bien la conferencia, ¿eh? Está
Its
yendo bien.
existence long forgotten, searching for a way out. All I found is a window into the past. If even one person here commits a sin, everyone will die.
What?
I tried to set things right, but whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. It's all up to you now. Go back, investigate, talk to everyone, help them out if it'll win their trust. Bend the rules as far as you can. Figure out who's responsible for this. And maybe you can do what I never could. Save these people. Save yourself.
Está claro que la mayoría de exclusivos son indies, ¿no? Por lo que veo.
Hombre.
Lo que más tiene el
Me
PC.
olvidado.
Indie.
Lógico.
Joder.
Coming up on the
Bueno,
PC
bueno.
gaming show. What's next for Killing Floor 2?
Ah, Killing Floor.
An unannounced
Hay algo ahí.
game from Tripwire Interactive. And now your host, Sean Platt.
Our next game is a
Dice Marcos, no ver los sofás y la mesa alegra, ¿eh?
rather an entirely new game altogether. Let's take a look at
Les habrán criticado y habrán aprendido, creo yo, ¿eh? Tantas ediciones
Hombre,
Después de 2
buenísimas.
años cometiendo el mismo error, yo creo que ya es hora.
Ya era todo.
Sí,
ya
sí,
era
sí,
hora.
sí, claro.
Totalmente, ¿no?
Its creators uplifted into something beyond our understanding. These beings, now known
No puede ser que la plataforma Rey tenga ese trato en las conferencias. ¿Eh?
solar system before vanishing altogether. This is why we are here. Welcome to Star Control, a state-of-the-art international space agency tasked with the exploration of our solar system and the defense of Earth. Here reside the world's brightest minds and greatest technology, brought together by a strong curiosity to discover the unknown. Help us pioneer the future. Join today.
Star Control has accelerated the construction of our new modular deep solar system vessel specifically for this mission. It's the fastest, most expensive ship humanity has ever made, Captain.
I am Chief Viscosity Officer Windu.
Suficiente.
Madre mía.
Cojones era eso, tío.
¿Tenían todo el día a los desarrolladores metidos en el LSD o algo por el estilo o qué? Ahí.
Vamos.
La verdad es que los indies o son súper oscuros o son súper locos, tío.
Ya, tío, de verdad. Cojones, madre mía, qué ñordos hay por ahí.
No creo que sea un ñordo, ni mucho menos, pero no sé.
El ñordo.
Muy raro, ¿no?
Desde que Marco ha sacado los ñordos ya se me ha quedado ahí, tío.
Es como un Spore.
Sí, exacto, ¿no? Está con todo-
Tiene un hijo con. No sé, con un RTS espacial. Junto con No Man's Sky. Y no sé. Y sale eso.
Bueno.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
Voy a pegar un poquito el aire acondicionado que hace hasta rasca, tío. Ahora vengo.
So Star Control is an open universe action RPG. You can visit dozens of aliens, hundreds of different stars, thousands of different unique planets, and you can land on each and every one of them. And when you're driving around the planets, you can jump over canyons, blast critters, and then you can venture out into the solar system and do ship-to-ship combat with hostile aliens.
And I want to ask, since I know that the story is a big part of this game, with it being open world, how do you make sure that the story still stays as the focus for the player?
Yeah, so we're really excited about the story that we prepared for Star Control. It's funny, it's creative, but also has some dark, sinister side to it. However, what we're very proud and very excited about is we have an infinite universe. That is, we are fully simulating the entire universe at all times. So even if you're on some podunk little moon in the corner of the universe, the aliens are still moving around the universe, doing their own thing, exploring and interacting with each other.
So it's not just like at a planet there's the same town whenever you visit it. It depends on how the simulation has driven it forward.
Right, exactly. So this infinite universe is the glue that connects my story, my adventure, to the larger open galaxy.
That's awesome. Now, I know modding is going to be a big part of Star Control Origins. How does modding work?
So what's your favorite science fiction show?
Probably Firefly.
Yeah, so what would you think of making Firefly Season 2?
Shit, that's a lot of pressure, Patrick. Well, you're putting me on the spot on stage right now, yeah.
We have a week to do it, so. But anyways, in Star Control Origins, you can create your own ships, your own planets, your own galaxies. You can package up your adventures and share them with your friends online.
So someone else can take care of Firefly Season 2. That's up to you. Now, last thing I want to ask about is how multiplayer works.
Right. So in the game, we have ship-to-ship combat, and that turned out to be so popular in our early testing. They're like, we should make this a separate gameplay mode. So we did. We called it Fleet Battles. So you can create your own ships, you build them out of different pieces and parts, you attach different weapons and defenses, and then you go online to play them. You can either play local multiplayer, 2 people on the same machine, or online, ranked or online play.
Where can people go to pick up Star Control Origins?
Well, right now, Star Control Origins is available for pre-order on GOG and Steam.
Well, lovely. Guys, definitely be sure to head over to starcontrolgame.com and check them out on Steam and GOG as well.
And one more thing, we are happy to announce at the PC Gamer Show that Star Control Origins is launching on September 20th, 2018.
Look for it on September 20th.
Bueno.
Es como, hay una cosa más, la fecha de lanzamiento que se me olvidaba.
Now, our next game was PC Gamer's favorite game from E3 last year. It is Hunt Showdown from Crytek. Let's take a look at what's coming for Hunt Showdown just after E3.
¿Crytek? Ah, el Hunt Showdown este lo está jugando Scar, Marcos. Junto a
A mí
Dennis.
es que me gusta mucho esto del survival así.
Sí, pero es de lootear y todo el rollo ese, ¿eh?
Sí, a mí no me...
A mí me aburre este tipo. Yo lo que leí es que la optimización era paupérrima. Sí que lo leí.
Hombre, tiene pinta de tirar de la hostia, ¿eh?
Es alfa.
Sí,
Cojones.
es alfa. Gol.
Es alfa y es el CreEngine.
Sí.
Exacto. Combinación ahí.
I am here with Guy from Skydance.
¿Ya está?
Here to tell me
Ah, vale, bueno, está
why
adaptado.
fighting in massive mech suits is not about to go out of fashion anytime soon. Guy, now Hellfire, in fact, sorry, Archangel was originally a single-player narrative game, but Hellfire, this new edition, what changes is that going to make?
Well, players really love the single-player narrative, but they all kept telling us the same thing. They said, we really want it multiplayer, and we want it off-rails. And we kind of thought, that's a completely different game, but let's give it a shot. And so we got a crack team together. They put something really special. We got 4 maps, we got 6 different mechs, tons of weapons where you could just blast through the environment and other mechs alike. And it's really just an amazing experience. You can zip around in your mech, you can tower over others. It's just something special that I think you can try right now.
Is this coming out of early access? So you just said we can try it right now, but you've got the full version launching soon, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's coming out in July 17th. But you can try it right now if you want an early access. Help us iron out the kinks and break some mechs along the process.
I am no good at ironing out kinks, as I think people at home can see, Guy, but as a heavy mech woman, I can't wait for you to be my light mech wingman in that 2v2 PvP. So let's take a closer look at Archangel Hellfire.
Let's do it.
Ey, ¿cuál es este?
Sí.
Bueno.
Mech Warrior.
Bueno, veo muchos mechs por ahí, ¿eh?
Hellfire.
Vale, muy rápido.
Our next title is one I've been looking forward to for quite some time. It's from the makers of Sherlock Holmes, and it's a delightful looking Lovecraftian mystery. It's called The Sinking City, and joining me to talk about it is the community manager at Frogwares, Sergey Oganessian. Welcome, Sergey. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've earned a handshake.
Yeah, you
Welcome
nailed that
to the stage.
pronunciation.
I love that you lie to me so kindly. You know, I want to ask right away, The Sinking City, you know, there's a lot of open world, third person type games. What makes The Sinking City different from
Ya
what
ves,
other
es un
might
tapón.
Pues que el otro salto. Pues a juntar ahí las dos cosas.
Yo que sé, junta...
We believe that these 3 elements already
esto no
make the game
es...
pretty unique. And you know, when I say that you can be a
Lo que decía.
detective
Es otro juego,
in
el
a
que-
world, in a supernatural
No
world
sé.
full of mystery and, you know, cosmic fear, like, I really mean it, because investigations are really at the core of the Sinking City.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of games in the open world genre.
Es que parecía que iba a ser el tío del juego anterior, del de los Nex estos.
What does it look like?
So, the first thing you should know right off the bat is that we are not going to offer...
Este es de
any
los de los juegos de
We will
Sherlock
not give you
Holmes.
any clear objectives in your diary or, you know, markers on the map telling you where to go or what to do. It's actually up to you to figure that out. Instead, we will give you information, you know, hints, evidence, like clues, crime scenes to examine, like people to talk to, suspects to question. And we will ask you in return to use your wits and your intuition to, experiment with your findings, maybe like find a way how to progress. And what you should also know is that finding these clues will not only help you understand what's going on and, get a better understanding of the world and its people, but it will also help you maybe change the course of your investigation.
You mentioned the world itself. I mean,
Parece juego de investigación, ¿no?
through the years has just been
Así en plan
beautiful. Talk to me
aventura.
about the world that we're in and what investigation is at the core.
So the game takes place in this fictional city of Oakmont in the state of Massachusetts. The city which is flooded. There is a terrible disaster going on which has claimed like thousands of lives. And also, like, it seems like it awakened frightening monsters which now roam the streets of Oakmont. People that live in the city, they are very different, like different social classes.
Survival horror.
Gangs, cultists, poor people, rich people.
Sí, más investigación y miedo.
All afraid, maybe
Es ser un detective.
They are all afraid that, for their lives. Because of the flood, because of the monsters. And we actually want to understand what's going on. We want to understand what lies behind this ostensibly supernatural flood. And what's even funny is that while everybody is afraid, nobody wants to leave. But this is kind of a different story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've talked a little bit about the story world and how it's inspired by Lovecraft. What about the game mechanics? You've mentioned the sanity mechanic in the past.
Indeed, we do have a sanity mechanic which directly impacts gameplay. When our hero is under a lot of stress, when he sees like something supernatural, something disturbing, or even when he's making choices in the story which he's not comfortable with making, he will begin to lose his sanity. He will start to have hallucinations, he will start to hear distorted sounds, which will allow the player to understand that something is actually going wrong. Maybe we need to, step back and do something about that. As of right now, we're still fine-tuning this mechanic because we are still looking, for the sweet spot between impact on the gameplay and impact on the story.
Since we're almost out of time, I still just have to ask, what are the sweet monsters?
We have different kinds of monsters, we have different kinds of archetypes, with different abilities. And, we actually give you tools. The game is not about fighting monsters. Investigation is the core of the game. But we give you tools to defend yourself. So we give you weapons, we give you skills, we give you even certain like traps. In return, we ask you that you make a decision, because the game is about making a decision. Ammunition is scarce, and you will have to adjust your tactics accordingly.
So I know a lot of people have all sorts of questions about what the game is like. Where can they go to find out more information?
So if you're hungry for more, you can always follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. This is where we post our updates regularly. Facebook, The Sinking City Game, YouTube, Frogwares. So go there, and this is definitely the place to go if you want to learn more.
Well, I'm super excited personally to see how it turns out. Thanks for joining me on stage, Sergey. The Sinking City.
Bueno, éxito de espectadores tenemos, ¿eh?
Our next game is a PC title that has only gotten better over the last few years, and I'm always excited to hear what they have in store. Frankie is up on the back.
Yo estoy sobadísimo, tío.
Warframe. Talk to me, Frankie.
Well, we all know the PC is home.
Pero me esperaba que fuera más.
Está siendo chulo.
Está muy entretenido.
Last year, the game got its first open world update, Plains of Idleness.
Yo ya aviso, yo luego me refrescaré, ya sabéis, antes de la conferencia de Sony. Si no.
And we've got the exclusive launch trailer for you.
¿Qué muestran ahora?
A ver. Blood and Gore Violence. Bueno.
Hola.
Warframe. Ah, amigo, Sacrifice.
Megan Everett, community manager at Digital Extremes, joins me now.
Este mes.
Megan, tell me more about the Sacrifice.
¿El qué?
Este mes ponía, ¿no?
Sí, creo que sí.
Sí, creo que sí.
Cinematic quest. It continues a story that we started in The Second Dream, continued with The War Within, and then Apostasy Prologue. So at the end of last year, we kind of shattered some hearts and left them with a bit of a plot twist, and I'm not going to spoil it for people who want to maybe catch up. But what I can say is that, obviously from the trailer that you saw, the wait for Umbra, the 3-year wait, the Umbra Warframe is finally over. The creepy guy at the end of the trailer there, Ballast, plays a pretty big role in this quest. And again, not going to spoil a lot, but I can say that it's coming this week on PC.
Esta semana.
And you guys are actually currently waiting, well, as well as the update, you're working towards Tenacon right now.
¿Qué es una expansión o qué?
So it's going to be another big year for us,
Obviamente
and
juego
I'm
nuevo.
really excited for it.
No, es expansión.
Expansión, ¿verdad?
Event to get an idea of what Tenacon is all about.
What do you think the mega reveal at 10 Live is going to be?
Can you tell me anything about this Umbra thing that's maybe going on or whatever?
Se lo flipan,
Hombre, el Angry Joe Show.
Amazing, like it's a whole new direction for Warframe and all this. You got all these other games coming out, but this one's free.
When's 2018 happening?
Get it started.
Given that the community knows you as Auntie Megan, oh god, it must be huge for you to be at TennoCon.
TennoCon is really special for really everyone that works at Digital Extremes. The developers pour their heart and soul into what we do for TennoCon, and I know for me it was literally like the best day of my entire career. I know Rebecca, our community director at home, is watching. But last year when we did the Plains of Eidolon, open world expansion reveal, Rev and I were actually doing that as a live demonstration in front of everyone, and we had practiced it for months, and it went as flawlessly as we could have ever hoped for. And we actually, as people were cheering, it's pitch black on stage, Rev and I look at each other and we just kind of fist pump and both started crying because we didn't crash the demonstration. So if you watch Tenno Live this year, if you're there, you can definitely probably count on some tears and some emotions because it's a really big day for us.
So basically, bring tissues, right?
Bring tissues for yourself, for me, for everyone involved, because there will be some tears probably.
But if you can't get to TennoCon because unfortunately it is sold out, how can you watch it online?
So on twitch.tv/Warframe, you can definitely check it out. And PC Gamer is also hosting as well on their Facebook and Twitter.
And you get free stuff by watching Twitch?
You do. So if you want to link your Warframe account to your Twitch account, and all you have to do is watch and you get some free stuff.
Fantastic. So that's happening from July 7th, and you'll be able to watch TennoCon live through PC Gamer's Twitch channel and the Facebook page. Thank you, Auntie Megs. Sean, it's over to you.
Thank you, Frankie, and thank you, Warframe. The next name is one I grew up with, Sega. They've become a prolific publisher of Japanese games known for their fully featured ports, especially beloved by this guy on the left.
Sega.
Sega's bringing shining resonance both to PC and console the same day, and Shenmue is going to be coming later this year. They have all sorts of games coming up. Let's take a look at what Sega's got in store.
Ostras, ¿todo esto para PC?
Por lo visto.
Esto está guay, esto está guay.
El poco yo y demás. No sé. Hostia, el... ¿Este no es el Shemune este o...?
El Shenmue. Este es el 1.
El 1 y el 2. El 1 y el 2, los dos. ¿Yakuza también?
Joder,
¿Sí?
¿no? Madre mía, tú. Madre mía, ¿eh? ¿Cuánto va a tener el PC, tío, este año? Protagonismo, ¿eh? Pues este está guapo, ¿eh? Yakuza. Mantilla, ¿no?
Están sacando mucho juego y mucha cosa. Aunque
Sí,
bueno,
ya
estos son...
Yakuza 0 también.
Joder.
Son un poco lo que son, ¿no? Pero... Joder, qué mola.
Pues Sega bien, ¿eh? Para PC. Muy bien, ¿no? Ya disponible en pre-order. Vaya. Con Sega.
Yakuza 0 is available for pre-order right now and will be releasing on Steam in early August. We hope you've been enjoying the show thus far. We have so much more great stuff to come. Let's see what's coming up at this year's PC Gaming Show.
Coming up on the PC Gaming Show, a new publisher reveals 3 new games. And The first ever gameplay
Mira,
trailer
Overkill's
to
The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead. And now your host, Sean Platt.
Primer gameplay.
Hostia, ¿ves lo que yo te dije?
And I'm back.
Te lo había dicho, que no lo presentaran aquí. Pues,
Our next guest is a regular here at the PC Gaming Show, having attended all 4 years. Frankie's with him up in the balcony. It's Tripwire.
Sean, if you are anything like me, you probably need to let off steam every once in a while. And I personally can't think of a better way to do it than by kicking back and tearing up a load of monstrous enemies. It's kind of either that or pushing the office photocopier out of the window, and I for one prefer the option that keeps me
al
and
final lo tonto,
everyone
Marcos.
here
Vamos a dar una buena nota a esta PC Gaming Show.
Sí. A ver, también es que las expectativas estaban muy bajas.
Sí. Eran muy bajas y creo que se está animando, ¿eh? En un momento.
Sí.
Han aprendido, yo creo, de las críticas de las anteriores ediciones.
Pues que, tío, es que fueron terroríficas.
Sí, por eso.
Sí. Como está bien. O sea, bien. Correcta, bien. O sea,
sí.
Amena.
Yeah, so we're bringing the summer sideshow back, but this time we're mixing circus freaks with steampunk in a really fun, exciting way. And we have a really cool new system that we're adding. It's called the weapon upgrade system. And with this, there's 73 different weapons that we have in our game, and each one you can upgrade it and make it viable for late play. So it really adds a lot of creativity to your loadout. So I'm really excited to get that in people's hands.
So you can make your boy guns big.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Bill. Let's take a look at the trailer for Treacherous Skies Summer Sideshow.
A ver, exclusivo, joder.
What?
What?
Welcome aboard the HMS Queen Victoria, ladies and gents. Ringleader Lion.
Me recordaba al de Guns of Icarus.
Sí, ¿verdad?
Sí. Versión...
Pues este es de Killing Floor, ¿no?
Sí.
LOL.
Quiero decir versión Painkiller, la verdad.
Plastic traitors! Careful, lads! They're tough, even removing the head won't put these rebellious robots down. But take heart, lads and lasses! I have invented some new toys! The Doomstick! 4 barrels are better than 2! The Static Strikers!
Mola, puño, ¿no? Chaval, ¿eh?
And the M99 Sniper Rifle! And finally, there's a last-minute
De un francotirador a 1 metro de distancia o menos, ¿no?
Seems Mrs. Foster negotiated her way on board and is set on giving Zed the business. And remember, we'll see.
4 cañones. Joder, ¿eh?
Fossy, joke for you. Optician says my eyes are okay. I say, then how do you explain my husband?
As is tradition, the content that you just saw will be available tomorrow, including a free weekend for PC this weekend. Definitely check it out with Killing Floor 2. But that's not all that Tripwire has. I have the president of Tripwire himself, John Gibson, on stage. John, welcome back again.
Thanks, Sean. Pleasure to be here.
Now, I understand that Tripwire is stepping into also doing publishing. What does that entail?
That's right. So, Sean, it's really challenging for developers right now with the thousands of games that are coming out every year. Yeah. It's really hard to get noticed. And then you have the traditional publishing deals. So we're giving developers fair deals. We're going to be helping them rise above that noise so they can get noticed. Because we're developing our own games and publishing our own games, we're going to help them with marketing, funding, mentoring, feedback to help them succeed.
Yeah, I mean, the game that we have on the screen is one of those games. This is Road Redemption.
That is right.
Aquí vale todo, ¿eh?
We're going to be publishing.
Molaría que hiciera una especie de Twisted Metal, tío, para...
But also bring the franchise beyond Steam.
Al final, no deja de... O sea, era como una especie de Battle Royale, pero de coches.
Nobody knows.
Sí, totalmente.
Yeah, so we're working with the team at Blindside Games, and they're led by Alex Quick.
Oh, yeah, right.
So if you're familiar with the Killing Floor universe, you know Alex Quick was the modder that created the original Killing Floor mod, which Tripwire worked with Alex to bring commercial. And then Alex went off, assembled his own team, made the game Depth, which was sharks and humans fighting each other, very, very successful. But now it's come full circle. We're working with Alex again, and we're going to bring his all-new game to market.
Well, let's take a look at it right now. World exclusive new upcoming game from Tripwire.
Tiburones y humanos luchando.
Bueno. Vamos a verlo. A ver qué sale de ahí.
Sharknado, de video game.
Ya nada. Sharknado. Bueno, estaría muy lejos, Esto, a ver. Bueno, oye. A lo tonto están sacando de títulos por un tubo, ¿no?
Ya.
Sí, sí.
A ser Megalodón, Con la de Jason Statham. ¿Lo has visto el trailer, Marco?
A ver.
The Mech.
Your dream vacation is waiting for you here on the Gulf Coast.
Sí, hombre. No, Todo vale. Hostia.
Go to maneatergame.com now to book your vacation.
¿Aquí eres el tiburón o el superviviente? No acabo de pillarlo.
Tú eres el tiburón.
Oh, cómo mola.
Eso mola, eso mola. Haz honor a tu nombre, Jaws.
Ya, tío, por eso.
So you get to play as the shark. You are the shark. This is an open world action RPG where you play as a shark, or as we like to call it, a shark PG.
Oh, nice. Okay,
El humor.
So do you like upgrade and improve the shark? Is there like skill trees?
You do. There is a shark skill tree. Really? There is a full single-player campaign. You eat your way through it. You get bigger teeth. You can jump out of the water and snatch people off piers and all of that fun stuff.
I didn't realize this was a power fantasy I needed so badly.
Esta PC Gaming Show siempre es la PC Gamer, ¿verdad? La que se encarga.
Sí, sí, claro. Sube a la conferencia.
All right. I doubt anyone will forget that here. That's maneatergame.com. John, thanks so much for joining me on stage. And once again, all the content that Tripwire showcased earlier about Killing Floor 2 and Road Redemption will be playable here at E3. Definitely be sure to check it out. Coming up next, Frankie has a whole slew of unannounced games. Frankie.
Cheers, Sean. Man-eater looking tasty there, and I can't believe they named a game after my favourite weekend activity. Indies are at the heart of PC gaming, and next up is a brand new publisher revealing 3 games for the very first time, releasing one of them, Behave Yourselves audience, today. So let's take a look.
Fondo blanco me está dejando ciego.
Tal cual. ¿A qué juego saca esta gente?
A ver. Y unos lo sacan así en plan de ala que vamos.
Exclusivo. Otro más. Exclusivas mundiales. Exclusivas mundiales.
Oye, a mí me renta.
No, sí, totalmente. ¿Qué demonios es esto? Que es tipo por turnos, ¿no?
Pokémon versión dibujos, ¿sí? En plan...
Sí, ¿verdad? Pues así.
Porque el sistema de combate me recuerda infinito a eso, ¿eh?
Sí.
Al primero.
Sí, igual. Relativamente igual. Muy bien. Juego indie puro y duro, ¿eh? ¿Cómo te da conferencia? Vaya.
A ver.
A ver este qué tal.
Primero no me ha convencido mucho, ¿eh?
No.
No sé a vosotros.
Me deja un poco frío, ¿eh?
Rábanos.
¿Y demonio?
Ya a ver por no rabanil.
Madre mía, los 80.
Rábano. Pues nada.
No entendí muy bien de qué coño va esto.
Yo tampoco, tío.
Aparte de plantar rábanos.
Madre mía.
Esa ha sido la única mecánica jugable que me ha quedado clara.
Sí. Bueno, esto. Tengo recuerdo me trae esto. Joder.
Están demasiado pixelados.
Ya.
Lo han hecho muy pixelado. Cuando la primera
Está
gen...
guay, pero esto da epilepsia, tío.
Ya, tío, joder. Quiero hacerla demasiado primera generación. Se han pasado un poco, Lo que dices tú, yo estoy jugando mucho rato. Un juego así me da algo, O sea, de momento estos son los títulos, no trailers, ¿no? Todo el rato. Nos están presentando ahora. Sí.
All these games look like
No me ha convencido, ninguno.
And Overwhelmed, the final game of the bunch, is available on Steam right now with a special launch discount. So make sure you check that out after the show. And if you're at E3 this week, head over to the PC Gamer corner of the Facebook booth inside the South Hall to give Overwhelmed a try. Right. Next up, it's time for us all to take a holiday, and where better than a virtual resort with some truly spectacular wildlife. Back again this year, our friends of the show, Frontier Developments, with a unique take on the park.
Lo del Elite Dangerous y Roller Coaster.
Of course, talking about Jurassic World Evolution. The long-awaited game is out tomorrow and lets you build your own dinosaur-stuffed tourist trap. What could possibly go wrong? Unleash the Goldblum!
El humor. Este tiene buena pinta, ¿eh? He visto trailers y tal y...
Sí, promete mucho.
Parece el Zoti con este que había de dinosaurios. ¿Cómo
Hostia,
era?
está muy guapo el Dinosaur Dix.
Eso es.
Lo tengo por ahí. Qué juegazo.
Me encantaba. Cuando lo tenías todo genial, que había un montón de público que si soltabas algún dinosaurio.
Sí, me comento.
Lo leéis.
Deceived by the illusion of it, but we never really possess it. Because if there's anything that chaos theory has taught us, it's that nature is on its own course.
Es el discurso este del...
Esta también es
película. Sí. Del Jeff Blum. ¿Cómo era? Se llama el tío.
Jeff Goldblum.
Sí.
Ese.
Sí.
Cuando está explicando la teoría del caos en el coche.
Pues este juego es de Frontier, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Es que Frontier me envía notas de prensa por un tubo este título y de hecho nos lo querían ceder y todo, está guapo,
Joder,
tiene una pintaza.
Es que nos lo cedan, tío, que lo jugamos encantados. Pero joder, ya os...
Hacemos una review para ahí, un gameplay.
Joder.
Pero el juego está guapo, tiene una pinta.
Tú avisa, tío, que nos den los juegos.
Gestionar un parque mola,
How do you make an open world game in VR? Let's take a look at their upcoming game,
Stormland. Solo en realidad virtual.
¿Esto es realidad virtual ahora?
Teaser y molaba. Este un teaser y molaba bastante. Insomniac.
No está mal ese juego, ¿no? VR.
Buena
De
pinta.
momento tiene buena pinta.
Es para VR, ¿verdad este?
Sí, solo es realidad virtual.
Pues nada, como aquí ninguno tenemos 600 pavos para gastarnos en eso.
Yo no,
Ya.
luego no me va a gastar, ¿eh? No,
O 1800 si quieres el HTC Vive Pro.
Hostia, exacto. Se le ha caído el brazo. Qué bueno.
Ha cogido otro mejor. No, lo ha soltado para coger otro más.
Ah, hostia, bueno, pues. Crack.
Pues eso marea en realidad virtual, esos saltitos.
Ya, tío.
Y cojones.
Coño, ha pasado, tío.
No sé, ha sido un poco raro eso.
Es como si se hubiera pixelado o hecho algo así, ¿no? En plan, ¿eh?
Sí. O sea, cooperativo también, por lo visto, ¿no?
Parece que sí. No está nada mal, ¿eh?
La hostia. Artísticamente... mola, ¿eh?
Sí. Bueno, ¿eh?
Para Oculus. O sea, el HTC Vive que le jodan.
Ya ves, ahí.
A Oculus Studios. Claro.
Oculus Presents.
Entonces tiene sentido.
Tornada. O sea, pues está guapo el juego. Muy guapo.
Joining me to talk about Stormland is the Chief Creative Officer at Insomniac Games. Join me in welcoming Chad Desern. Hey, Chad, welcome to the stage.
Thank you.
I want to start right away and ask, what is this game all about?
Well, in Stormland, you play as an android gardener, and an entity called the Tempest uproots your habitat and shatters your android body. So you've got to travel to a civilization above the Thunderheads to repair yourself and save your friends.
And I want to ask what open world means in VR.
Well, for us, it's about giving the player the ability to explore the world freely with a set of android movement abilities that are designed to give you complete agency.
Yeah, because that's always a huge question I have is how does motion work in any VR title?
Yeah, well, in Stormland, you can do things like fly just above the slipstream with your outstretched android hands.
Yeah.
You can shoot a laser into the cloud surface and then make a ramp, kick off of that, climb up a cliffside, like literally launching yourself with your synthetic android strength, and then like push off and glide back down using your hands to control your descent.
Just massive freedom of movement, yeah.
That's it. It's this set of mechanics that are designed together to work fluidly so that movement feels exhilarating.
Yeah.
And you can kind of take the world at your own pace with it.
I'm curious why VR for this type of title?
There are a series of things that we're doing with Stormland that we could only do in VR. It's about the expressiveness of having tracked head and hands and how we use that for combat, how we use it for movement, even things like scavenging technology to attach it to your body. Like you look down, you get a new piece of tech, and you attach it right into your arm, and then suddenly you've got the.
La verdad es que los juegos de realidad virtual no me llaman nada nunca, tío.
No me llaman demasiado. O sea, si fuera la realidad virtual asequible, yo creo que tendría mucho más
Claro,
impacto.
o sea, probándolos, luego dices, hostia, qué guapo.
Sí.
Pero ves los juegos y...
Y no.
Claro, comparar con juegos habituales, pues tampoco...
And scavenging.
No dicen mucho.
And you never know
Pues sí.
what you're going to discover. So every single island you find has the potential to hide an enemy stronghold or a network of underground caverns or brand new tech discoveries.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I got to ask, where can we go for more information?
Well, you can stay tuned by watching the Facebook and Twitter with at Stormland VR, or you can check us out at insomniac.games.
I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks for joining me, Chad. Once again, oculus.com/Stormland for more information. Frankie's up in the balcony with our next absolutely gorgeous-looking indie title.
It really is, Sean, because next up we've got a first look at a new game from publisher Raw Fury, a neo-noir detective drama featuring a Paris cabbie who finds himself drawn into a world of crime. Sacré Ruddy Bleu. Yes, I speak French. I can't wait for this one, so let's take a ride with the trailer.
Otro, ¿no? A ver cuál es, madre mía.
Hombre, otro indie.
Otro indie, sí, un montón. ¿Sabes qué indies?
Estaría guay aquí un super triple A, pero
Ya,
lo veo
tío.
complicado.
Lo veo complicado.
Ya.
O algo de categoría similar.
Si sale Game Newell, en plan,
En plan...
3 dedos en el aire. Si decir una palabra se va. ¿Te imaginas que sale el tío, 3 dedos en el aire y se va?
¿Te imaginas que aparecen 4 logos, tío? Team Fortress, Portal, Left 4 Dead y Half-Life.
A mí me da algo,
Sí, sí.
Ahí me quedo.
Si hacen eso, bueno, que no lo van a hacer, evidentemente, pero
Pero
vamos.
se petaría hasta el directo, ¿no? Reventaría, ¿no? Eclosionaría, ¿no? La competencia. Madre mía. Pues vale.
If you like that last game, you'll definitely love our next one. It's from the exact same publisher, Raw Fury. It's an open-world, narrative-focused game with an incredible art style. Let's take a look at Sable.
Este es otro, ¿no?
Dios mío.
Sí, sí.
El filtro de alisado.
Tío, es horrible, tío.
Que alguien,
¿Es de sierra?
que alguien le ponga un filtro de alisado a esto.
Ya, pero tío. Estos tintes de sierra, tío. Me va a cortar un ojo,
Monitor 2K para esto.
Ya ves, tío.
No mola, ¿eh?
El diseño está guapo.
Es bonito.
Sí.
Parece como un cómic.
Sí.
En plan,
Sí.
si coges un cómic y lo pones a moverse. O sea, si tú coges y sacas fotogramas sueltos, podrías hacer un cómic.
No sé.
No. Mola.
El diseño artístico me mola este juego. Sí, sable. Muy buena.
Joining me to talk about Sable is pretty much the entire core development team on stage. It's Daniel Feinberg and Greg Kithriotis. I want to immediately ask, what kind of game is Sable? What can we expect?
Sable is an open-world desert exploration game. It's not a game about combat or about leveling up. It's a game about solitude, and it's a game about exploration. You play as Sable, a girl leaving her home to explore this world filled with monumental architecture, fallen spaceships, and you'll travel around on your hoverbike learning about the people, the culture, and the history of this world.
And you know, I talked about it before. I think this art style is amazing. Where's the origins of this?
So we were really heavily inspired by the clear lines style of French and Belgian.
¿Cuánto dura la?
As well as
¿Cuánto?
Particularly Studio Ghibli. So
Una hora y
we
pico.
really want to feel our players to
Sí, sí, hora y media será también.
wonder that you get from watching one of
Sí,
those
me da tiempo así a
Como era-
prepararme.
from the very beginning.
Como era ya la
we
una,
knew that we
digo,
really
no
needed
sé
to nail the visual style.
cuánto va a durar.
And, yeah, so we put a lot of
Se puede terminar bastante antes que para que dé tiempo para la Sony. No, si no.
No sé, esta tarde hemos visto Square Enix, tío, y a media hora.
Media hora,
Sí, sí,
30 minutos.
ya me han contado.
Uy, qué corta ha sido, tío. O sea, pero ha sido directa, nada de todo gameplays y trailers. Ahí les Samantha.
Oh, yeah, the t-shirt. Yes, of course.
Yeah, so she, Michelle, She is doing the soundtrack for the game. Japanese Breakfast is one of my favorite bands right now. It's incredible to have
it all just came together so beautifully in the trailer, and I know that you guys are really regular about updating, blogs, sharing what's going on with the development. Where can people go to find more?
So they can go to our Twitter account, ShedWorksReg and ShedWorksDan, or to sablegame.com.
Ahora, este juego, yo sería los que, Marcos, los que me tiré un MSI altísimo ahí, ¿eh?
A ver, luego hay que verlo.
A ver, y está hecho aposta, o sea que no sé si te va a servir de algo ponerlo.
Ya, parece que esté hecho así.
A ver, ¿qué tienen estos? Miedo me dan.
¿Quién ahora? ¿Quién toca?
Star Citizen.
Ah, bueno.
A ver si muestra la campaña.
Vamos a ver.
Lo más parecido a un AAA que hay.
Sí, desde luego.
El juego se ve así, actualmente.
Una pasada, Efectivamente.
Es que para mover esto, macho. No estoy ni mirando el chat, pero bueno, tenemos todo el rato un espectador que creo que soy yo. ¿O Marcos?
No, yo no.
Toma, Vaya cacharros, a ver. Madre mía. Pepinos.
No, yo pensaba que iban a mostrar algo
No. Sí, esperaba.
De la campaña.
Nada.
¿Cuándo van a pasar a beta, tío? Algún año, porque llevan ya la hostia,
5 años llevan ya.
Joder.
Hostia, ¿eso no es Hitman?
Sí, es Hitman 2.
Hitman, sí, ¿verdad?
Igual lo muestran, ¿no?
Pues sí, algo han dicho, a lo mejor muestran material.
Se anunció la semana pasada y a ver si enseñan algo.
Se supone que tenga que mostrar material de...
¿No mostran la de Square Enix?
No.
Qué raro.
Sí, raro, sí.
Now, I just want to straight up ask, what are some of the big trends that consumers can
Predator, hacer América,
Well,
madre
right now we're developing some new products, particularly in the
Serie
display
Predator,
space. We want to
serie
take the experience to the next level. To help with that, one of our new products is the Predator X27. It's an incredible gaming display. For instance, it's 4K and 120 hertz refresh. The users can overclock to 144. But what really takes it over to the next level is the inclusion of G-Sync HDR.
You know, I hear a lot about HDR. Can you explain a little more in detail what that is and what that means?
Well, there's quite a bit that goes into it, but for the purpose of this conversation, the fact that there are 384 individual backlit zones, so the backlighting can be individually controlled, really bright, very dark. It makes a better contrast on screen. Each of them are individually controlled. The brightness of the screen is far above a typical display. Typical, you're looking at 300 to 400 nits. We're looking at 600 with the Predator X27 with a max of 1,000 nits.
And you know, some of the titles that were showcased just now, there's a wide variety of some photorealistic, some with a really iconic art style. How does HDR contribute to that big range we see in gaming?
Well, one of the big things that helps is the color gamut that's available with these displays. We're able to do 99% of the Adobe color gamut, so it's better representing the vision of the...
Vamos a vender ahí productos.
Yeah, some of the games that you see on screen that support HDR, Mass Effect Andromeda, Far Cry 4, and Ni no Kuni 2. Again, you won't see them in HDR right now unless you have an HDR monitor. It doesn't work that way. We can't just stream it to you, but you know, it brings me to one of my next questions about PC gamers tend to have a huge range of possible budgets. What are the different sort of products to look for at those price ranges?
Well, I mean, we cover the gamut from very simple and to the point to high performance esports products or multi-view surround multi-display products, but we also go really crazy sometimes. We decide, we put our engineers to the test. What can you do if you have no limit? So one of the projects we've worked on is something called the Predator 21X.
This is a 21-inch curved screen laptop with a mechanical keyboard and 2 graphics cards. Science, materials. We did a really good thing. But you know what? To be serious, not just to joke, we actually have to ship this with a Pelican case to protect the laptop, and it sells for $9,000. And we sold every single unit we could make.
Joder.
So we cover every spectrum of gaming.
You know, you brought up this Predator laptop, you brought up the Predator monitors.
Es una puta bestia ese portátil, tío.
Sí, ¿qué lleva?
Todo.
So that's the good news.
Pero de hardware ha dicho algo, ¿no? Especificaciones.
Lleva 2080 Ti.
Como el Titan de
MSI.
Sí,
exacto.
Sí, pero lleva una pantalla 4K, 144 Hz, teclado mecánico. Pesa 7 toneladas.
Sí, será lo que no está escrito, eso está claro.
Un portátil nada portátil, ¿no?
Exacto, ya no tiene. Ya pierde el atractivo.
Se dice que lo llevan en cajas de Pelican, tío.
Joder.
Para que no, porque no pueden llevarlo en una caja normal. Es que me cago en la leche.
Oh, and you can take DNA from the aliens you encounter across the galaxy, splice them with members of your crew to create new life forms. Just a typical day at the office. Let's take a look.
Greetings, Commander.
A ver, otro.
Been sent to Quadrant Alpha 1. The
¿Quién es
mission is
Isal?
to find a new home for the crew on board of this ship. Expand your ship and explore the galaxy for resources and interesting new life forms. Feel free to experiment with DNA and alien abilities to maximize crew efficiency. Ready your weapons.
Qué turbio, tío.
Cojones.
Ya, tío. Súper turbio.
Perfectamente podrían haber sacado un juego de Alien de esto, ¿eh?
Sí.
Sí, sí.
Madre mía.
Sin mucho esfuerzo.
¿Qué necesito? Bueno, pues nada.
Now, if you didn't catch the pre-show quiz, you might be wondering who my buddy is. Well,
Suficiente.
this, ladies and gentlemen, is Webster from Drake's Cakes, one of the PC gaming shows
¿Que va a
sponsors
presentar un
this
juego,
year.
el pato?
And he's got a cool competition for you, the Drake's Cakes Packs giveaway. Oh yes.
Bueno, es una patrocinadora.
A gathering of PC
Panda,
and tabletop games, concerts, panels,
Drake.
exhibits, and tournaments. It's like a 4-day LAN party, festival,
una
workshop,
partner, ¿no?
and concert rolled into one. The very lucky winner will enjoy a trip to PAX West, including
Pues,
2
me mola,
tickets
pato.
and a free trip to Seattle. So if that's you, hit me up on those dates, because I am free. Webster, my man,
Te hace el pollo
is
este.
very generous of
Tiene la
you.
mitad del teatro vacío, tío.
And by entering, guys, you will
¿Verdad
get
que sí,
discount
tío?
codes to get your
Lol.
hands on some delicious Drake's Cakes.
No hay
available
nadie ahí,
on
tío.
Amazon. And if you're at E3 itself, don't forget you can meet Webster in person at the E3 Concourse Walkway, where he'll be giving away Drake's swag and tasty treats all week.
Ya está toda la publicidad hecha, ¿no? Promo. Nos han vendido la marca, ¿no?
So, if you have ever dreamt of spending a
Básicamente.
weekend knee deep in one of Earth's best
Drake's.
gaming festivals, visit pcgamer.com/Drake's.
El que está debajo de eso le está diciendo qué calor, tengo ganas de quitarme este traje.
Alright, Webster, all this hosting has got me a bit peckish. How about we look at a trailer for
También
the
ando
next
diciendo,
edition
¿terminas
of
ya?
Play Entertainment's beloved survival series, Don't Starve, Hamlet.
Ah, este me acuerdo de este, ¿eh?
¿Death Star? ¿Yes?
Pero sí, ¿no? No me acuerdo bien, pero sí. Pues sí, uno nuevo, ¿no?
Our next title is the next installment in a series that never fails to make me laugh. It's Just Cause 4, and they have a brand new engine to bring the level of delicious insanity one notch up. Let's take a look at what the Apex engine in Just Cause 4 can really do.
¿Hitman?
No, Just Cause.
Just Cause. Ay. Buah, Apex, qué grande, tío. Pues Just Cause 4 luce, tío, pero increíble, Madre mía.
No, motor gráfico.
Bueno, pero esto es in-engine o in-game. Que es muy distinto,
In-engine.
Depende. Es que claro, depende.
Pero lo que me ha molado mucho...
Hombre, el Just Cause 3 se veía bonito.
Sí, ya lucía bastante bien. Pero es que el 4... Marco, había una escena que me molaba porque podías... salían hasta tornados, tío, liándola ahí. Como...
Sí, yo subí el teaser con el tornado ahí en medio.
Desde luego, Just Cause es pasarlo bien, destruir todo y... Venga, ya está. No preocuparse por la historia. Es lo de menos, el guión.
Sí, seguro. Tío. Just Cause 3 me he tirado más tiempo tirando puentes que jugando.
Ya ves.
Era glorioso, tío. Reventabas los pilares, se caía ahí. Buah. Excitante.
Esto que se va a destruir. Siempre es excitante.
Sí que va a ser muy alto el señor, porque parecen todos bajitos.
Ya ves, tío. La operaría de Just Cause es Avalanche, ¿no? Avalanche, ¿no?
Sí, Avalanche.
Siempre se lo hacen bien los Avalanche. Domina bien el cotarro. Ahora me da ganas de jugar el Just Cause 3 otra vez, tío, rejugarlo.
¿Verdad?
A espera del 4.
Wreaking havoc and
it's not just like a background piece, it's actually impacting the world before you.
This is Just Cause, man. You go there and you play with it. Yeah.
You know, throughout the trailers that I've seen, it seems to be a lot of different environments that are available throughout. Can you talk to me about those?
Yeah, I mean, one of the most important things to us with this installment of Just Cause was bringing a lot more variety into the game, and that extends to a lot of things, but certainly the biomes of the game. So instead of one kind of region of, like, say, southern Italy, like we had last time, now you have lush rainforests, deserts, grassland, and even alpine biomes, all of which, you know, are rendered beautifully with the new Apex engine.
Now, something that's very important to me is some of my favorite features from Just Cause 3. Can you talk to me about, like, the wingsuit and the grappling hooks? Like, are those coming back in Just Cause 4?
Everything you love from Just Cause 3 is back.
Good.
But everything is also just better. There's more to do, more to discover. For example, the grappling hook is completely customizable. The combat model has been completely reworked, redesigned, enhanced, or new weapon, new enemies, new AI.
¿Dimitri? ¿Quién es
We've got extreme weather that interacts with grappling hook.
Dimitri lo sabe.
The wind that we saw from the tornadoes is just
No soy yo,
also get incorporated as well.
Again, Just Cause, so nothing, just an effect.
Muy buenas,
So
Bobitri.
there is wind, it's physics, and acts with your parachute, grappling hook, and the rest, yeah.
Well, where can people go to get some, we'll call it first-hand footage of what Just Cause 4 can deliver?
They can check it out at justcause.com/E3 and for 3 days.
That's right. Believe it or not, E3 hasn't started yet. Starts tomorrow, so June 12th through 14th. You can check it out. Thanks so much for joining us on stage. I look forward to the hilarity of Just Cause 4. Now, our next title is one of my all-time favorite IPs. I can't wait for Frankie to talk to you about The Walking Dead.
¿Walking Dead ya?
Overkill
Es la...
Starbreeze
Walking Dead, sí.
Payday and Payday 2. Therefore, it goes without saying that these studios are some of the most
Sí, los de Overkill, ¿no? Son los de Payday.
And their next one is set in a familiar but new
Sí, Payday 2, ¿te acuerdas, Marcos? Cuando se tanta montaña de cadáveres que ralentizaba hasta el equipo.
Ya, a ver, el tren aquel, macho. Que bajaban al final hasta los FPS. Entonces es que teníamos que no despawneran en ningún momento los cadáveres y nos quedamos atascados y no hacíamos más que salir todo el rato. Mira, es que estaba todo lleno. Que había ahí 200 o más cadáveres por ahí en un puente que era como, bueno, ya no nos podemos ni mover.
Era horrible, tío. A ver. ¿Qué tal pintas? Supongo que será cooperativo 4 jugadores, ¿no?
No sé.
4 personajes.
Supongo. Tiene toda la pinta, ¿no?
Veremos.
Every day we fight for more than survival.
Ahí, liberando a los
We
muertos.
fight to build a new life. Alone, we're weak. But together, we might stand a chance.
Rodeaditos.
9 de noviembre en el resto del mundo. Una.
Ha faltado un gameplay, bueno, aparte del trailer.
For fans of The Walking Dead, Overkill's game for The Walking Dead, of course, coming soon, but we have a second, completely different Walking Dead game that we're getting the chance to talk about right now. This is Telltale's The Walking Dead, the final season. Joining me on stage to talk about it is the lead writer James Windler and the voice of Clementine herself, Melissa Hutchison.
Sean,
Thanks for joining me on the stage.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Now, I want to ask right away for, people who've played through the first 3 seasons of The Walking Dead, in terms of the gameplay, what's some of the familiar and what's some of the new?
Okay, so for people who don't know Telltale, we are a story-based company. We focus on narrative. We've had our roots
Esta guapa, la aventura gráfica de Walking Dead, está
the
guapa.
old school point-and-click adventure games, but we've developed our own cinematic style and almost a
Se acaba ya, esta es la última temporada.
Sí, ¿verdad?
like our choice wheel.
Yeah.
And that's all familiar. That should, the choices branch the narrative. What's new this year? We have traditionally combat and action. We've done with QTEs and like swipes and button mashes and all of that. This year, with the final season, we're introducing segments of unscripted combat.
Yeah, we see some of this right here.
Yeah, so Clem probably just brutalizes on me there.
Of course she is.
And
oh yeah, so we also have the orbital cam, like the over-the-shoulder camera. So that's offering our players opportunities to explore our environments, which you can also see from the B-roll. Is they're looking really, really good with this graphic black art style that we're employing.
Yeah, because in the previous games it was much more of a directed camera from scene to scene, but now you could really sort of explore the environment on your own.
Absolutely, yeah, and yeah.
Now I want to ask about the story. I mean, Telltale games always have that as the central feature. Where does The Walking Dead, the final season, start off?
Okay, so it starts. Clementine has been on the road for a long time. We are post-time jump in the comics. She's been on the road. She's traveling with AJ, who is an orphan boy, who is the closest thing that she has to family. But they're reaching the end of it. They are running out of steam on the road. It's proving to be untenable. So the final season, Clementine discovers a school, a secluded school, where there are no adults, and essentially sees that this might be a place that they could call home.
Yeah, and what are the sort of challenges that she's going to face throughout the season?
Oh, all kinds of challenges, yeah. Like zombie threat all the time. Yeah, of course. And then there's always the external threat, at some point there are going to be adults coming in representing external threats that she's going to have to deal with.
Now, Melissa, I want to ask what your experience has been like, because it's rare to have, a voice actress journey along with a character in a multi-year journey. I mean, how long ago was the first recording that you did?
Well, it was 2012, but we might have even started in 2011. I don't know.
We're not going to do math on it.
Yeah, we're not doing math.
Bad idea.
That's not happening right now. It's been a long time, and it's not only just playing one character. It's actually been aging with her, growing with her, and falling deeper and deeper in love with her, and starting as this young child who's playing as Lee. It's your job to protect her, and then organically moving through all these seasons, and now you're playing as Clementine. I mean, really, this is a fan-driven game, so this final season is for the fans, and
you know, you're going to be playing as Clementine and protecting AJ, and this is just near and dear to my heart. And
I mean, how do you feel about the fact that this is the end?
Well, I mean, it's bittersweet. I'm super sad. I'm super psyched. You know, of course, it'll be sad to end her journey, but I'm really looking forward. Obviously, I'm surrounded by talent with Telltale Games, and I have no doubt that the writers and the creatives are going to.
¿Les pedimos case? ¿Tendrán?
¿Qué?
Si les pedimos case a los de Telltale Games, ¿tendrán?
Joder, ya ves.
Madre
mía.
Es que
tendrán, otra cosa es que no las den.
No, es que tú no te enteraste, no sé si te enteraste de eso, Carlos. Nos contactaron para
sí,
darnos...
lo de Telltale, qué fuertes son, tío.
Para darnos case y nos pidieron qué juegos queríamos que nos enseñaran.
Sí, patético.
Les empezamos a pedir y no tenían que ir de ninguno.
Nada, no tiene ni uno juego, ni uno, tío. Es como, no entiendo nada.
Entonces, ¿para qué nos ofrecen, tío?
Exacto.
Fue horrible. Fue patético. Desde aquí un saludo a Telltale Games, por esa marcada que se pegaron con nosotros.
Joder.
Don't let the retro art style fool you. Noita is set in a procedurally generated world where every pixel is physically simulated.
Hombre, la no actualización de No Man's Sky, ¿no? Ah, no, vale. Es que tal cual la frase ha dicho me recordaba mucho al No Man's Sky.
¿Qué demonios ha pasado aquí?
Esta frase.
Sí. Bueno, lo que hay píxeles más píxeles, ¿no?
La verdad es que no ha estado nada mal, al final.
No.
Ha estado mejor de lo que esperaba, que otras ediciones...
Sí, después de lo que podía haber sido.
Al menos aquí presentan contenidos y son más dinámicos, que joder. Se hace un poco más ameno, ¿va? Bastante más ameno. Vale, me gusta. Eso sí, falta triple A, mucho indie, De hecho, de menos algún juegazo gordo, algo así gordo.
Hombre, es que es una conferencia todavía muy pequeña y además después de los 2 años anteriores no creo que nadie se quisiese comprometer.
Ha pegado el salto que tocaba, eso sí. ¿Qué cojones? ¿Esto qué es? ¿Tema Hospital? ¿O Tema Hospital 2?
Great suits. I mean, I gotta ask, as 2 fully trained medical professionals, how does one run a hospital in Two Point Hospital?
Madre mía. ¿Qué demonios? Suficiente.
Wait, oh my gosh, is the stethoscope eliminating your microphone? Oh, you know what?
Madre, Dios.
Come here, talk to me.
Okay.
How do we run a hospital?
So Two Point Hospital is a game about design
Vaya tira.
and building.
Madre mía. Qué raro, ¿no? Que se la haya estropeado con el...
Yeah, listen, you said don't talk there.
Yeah.
O sea, es un juego de hospitales, un tipo de tema hospital, ¿no?
Sí.
Guacha.
Tema hospital, pero otros.
Con lo que me gustó a mí tema hospital en su día. Qué bicho me pegaba, Dios, ¿no? No me eché risas ni nada con el tema hospital en su día. A despiezar ahí,
illnesses and cures for them, and you have fun in 2 Point County exploring different regions and curing people with different ailments. And as you can see on the screen, we've got
vaya aguja, tío, en todo el culo,
actually it's a certain animal, and also you can train people. You can train your doctors to be better, your nurses to be better.
El de la boina, tío.
So you can
¿Uno con una sartén en la cabeza?
You know, saying everything, isn't it?
Sorry, I didn't know the mic was working. I was a bit back.
Me gusta el aspecto gráfico del juego, el diseño y todo,
What is the sort of late game?
Mira los detalles, tío.
Yeah, sort of experience that you'll be playing through, because this looks like it's quite deep into the running of a hospital.
Yeah, this is later on. So you start off and you're researching and you're training up staff, you're diagnosing illnesses, and you're hopefully curing them and making money, and then getting off.
I see this malady. Yeah, I see this malady called turtle head. Can you explain a little bit about what that is?
Yes. It's when the head becomes so shrunken, it gets stuck in the neck orifice, just pops out slightly, and it has to be extracted. And Mark, how's it get extracted?
Well, this is something you maybe We've all been there, I know.
¿Has visto que le ha sacado la cabeza?
A little bit of suction always helps.
Titallazo, tío.
Madre mía.
Yeah. We actually research how to do that.
That's actually
Qué triunfo, tío.
Yeah, it is. It's real.
Now, I had to
Ese homenaje a Blame Hospital.
Qué bueno. Oye, si sale para móvil.
What is a monobrow infestation?
Hay una marica creativa de Sega, tío,
Follically enhanced.
Yes.
Problem.
Tengo
We've
eso.
all been there.
Yeah.
I haven't. No. Okay.
But yeah, it needs to be diagnosed and cured pretty quickly. If it doesn't, it'll fester, and you might shed a bit of hair. And in fact,
Recreativa.
It will actually leave the
Tío, Dios,
bottom
¿es eso que va por el
and
suelo?
needs to be got rid of.
¿Qué es eso, tío?
Bichos, supongo, para que tendrás que eliminar para que el inspector de sanidad no te cierre el hospital, ¿no?
Cómo mola, tío.
they like dirty places.
LOL.
Tienes que mover el escritorio porque se meten debajo, ¿no?
Qué asco, tío.
Kill streak.
Ask about sort of how the game evolves over time. Because, you know, Theme Hospital was very mission-based.
Qué épico, tío, este juego, madre
The
mía.
experience of running a hospital change as the game goes on.
Se puede saltar para PC, ¿no? O es que no sé. Hostia, tío, qué guapo.
Tiene toda la pinta.
PC y móvil, vamos, tiene toda la pinta de juego de móvil también.
La interfaz está muy guapa,
La interfaz no parece de móvil, la verdad. Pero a saber.
También.
A ver, estamos en el PC Gaming Show, ¿sabes?
No está claro, ¿qué es eso?
Yeah. We've got all sorts of wonderful weird effects that happen in different parts of the
So
world.
you might struggle.
Es como una especie de homenaje a Theme Hospital, pero muy guapo.
Yeah, it's about spinning
Sí, lo ha
places,
mencionado el tío.
Everything's set up nicely, and then
something happens.
No sé, buenos ratos, tío, con Theme Hospital, madre mía.
About when Two Point Hospital.
A veces se te iba de las manos muchas veces, ¿eh? Theme
Well,
Hospital.
we come out to fall, and
Pues
you
sí.
can check us out
Joder.
by going onto our
Descontrol.
Steam page and hopefully wishlisting.
Hospital.com, ¿no?
And, yeah,
Esta es la
we'll
página
do it in the
web.
end. No.
Tipo ahí.
Well, I'm personally, again, really looking forward to it coming out. Thanks so much for joining me, Doctor and Doctor.
Thank you.
Vale, doctores, váyase.
Hospital.
Me ha gustado el juego.
Now,
Lástima
our
no.
second battle royale game of the afternoon takes a fantasy RPG-esque bent, and you may have even seen it getting streamed on Twitch in the previous week. Let's take a look at Hi-Rez's Realm Royale.
¿Otro Battle Royale?
Joder, ¿en serio?
Ah, el Ren, el de... Este es el de Paladins.
Paladins.
Pero Battle Royale.
Sí. Tengo un amigo que le gusta más el Paladins que el Fortnite. No sé por qué.
No sé.
A gusto, joder, Scar, por ejemplo, le gusta más este que el Fortnite.
Todo es Battle Royale ahora mismo.
Todo. Es una pesadilla.
Joining me to talk about Realm Royale is the executive
Debe
producer
ser el botón raro,
of
Marco, ¿no?
Studios.
Le gustan los
It's
Battle
Rory
Royale.
Newbro, aka Dry Bear. Mr. Dry Bear, what separates Realm Royale from other types of battle royale games?
Realm Royale.
It's a good question. So before you go up into the air to determine where you land on the map, you'll actually choose from a list of fantasy classes like mage or hunter or assassin and specify a unique play style before you land.
How do these different classes work?
So the engineer will be more about bunkering down, putting up shields, putting down turrets. The assassin will get behind the lines using stealth, use a sniper rifle to take out targets, and the warrior will just jump in there throwing axes and being crazy.
And, you know, in some of the streams that I've watched, it also seemed like there were abilities, not just the loot and find stuff. Can you talk to me about how the ability mechanics work?
Once you choose a class, it'll come with a set of abilities, and you'll actually be upgrading these during the match, but it specifies your play style. And so as you're looting, abilities as well as armor and weapons will come out of the chest.
Okay.
You'll start equipping that and determining the play style you want, and so you can just really specify.
And, you know, you mentioned this a little bit. I've seen it on stream. Talk to me about crafting in the game. I mean, how does crafting work in a game where there's a constantly shrinking play circle?
We're really excited about this. So strewn across the map, there are places called forges. And so once you go to the forge, you'll collect shards from disenchanting loot you find as you're going about. And you'll use these shards to start crafting legendary gear, very powerful pieces that everyone will want.
Yeah.
Once you start the forge, a smokestack will appear above the forge, and everyone comes over to
It's
fight.
like a mini objective, even.
Big team fight.
So I know that Realm Royale is currently available for free on Steam, but I hear that you have some goodies people can check out that are E3 exclusive.
That's right. So free on Steam, we're actually out for less than a week now, and we are already number 4 on Steam charts. And this week at E3, through Mixer. If you stream on Mixer and you're playing, the streamer that gets closest to the Crown Royale will enter into the hype zone, and so everyone will see you on, you'll be featured on the main page of Mixer. You'll have a chance to win the Jailbird chicken skin, which is our first piece of cosmetic. It's a little chicken with like a little jailbird, like prisoner outfit, and just box around. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and if you don't know the chicken mechanic, seriously, please look it up right now. Rory, thanks so much for joining me on stage to talk about Realm Royale. Once again, it's for free on Steam right now. Our next game is one that was shown at last year's PC Gaming Show, and Frankie has some updates of what they've been up to.
Yes, John, as you may remember, our next game is made by a core team of just 2 people. It's called Ooblets, and it's a farming and creature collecting indie inspired by Pokemon, Harvest Moon, and Animal Crossing. This fresh trailer features a first look at their unique combat system, along with plenty of cute ooblets and environments. Let's take a gander.
Es como un Pokémon, ¿no? He comentado.
Sí.
No le estaba prestando demasiada atención, la verdad.
Suficiente. ¿Qué demonios?
¿Qué cojones?
Las drogas.
Double Fine, hostia. De los de Green Fandango y demás.
Los de Green Fandango. Suficiente. Las drogas son muy malas en día 1.
Que le han dado al Team Suffer que se ha fumado.
Ya ves.
Joder.
Oh, el pedazo de cupcake.
Se ha ido a por setas alucinógenas o algo. ¿Qué ha salido de esto?
No. Madre mía, se han flipado 8 pueblos. Joder. Pues nada. Madre mía, Dice Xbox One,
Now,
las drogas son buenas, tío,
without a dash of strategy, which is why I'm delighted that we get the chance to share with you the next in the Anno games. Let's take a look at Anno 1880.
¿Cuál es ahora? ¿Ubisoft?
Sí, Anno. No sé. No.
¿Qué es eso?
Estrategia. Por el...
Pero no me gustan los de turnos, tío. Me gustan los juegos por turnos.
¿No te gusta?
No los tolero.
¿Que este es por turnos? Este van a hacer.
Sí, ¿no? Joder, Sergio.
Vale.
Que esta saga no tiene 2 días, precisamente.
El Anno, bueno, entonces ahora sí, eso es por turnos. Bueno, no me llaman. No me gusta la saga, ¿no? Pero cada uno. De nada.
1800.
No, 1800. Joining me on the stage to talk about it is the executive producer, Burkhard Rattheiser, and community developer, Bastian Thun. Gentlemen, welcome to the stage. I want to begin right away by asking, for people who haven't seen or experienced the Anno series, what are these types of games like?
Yeah, well, Anno 1800 is a PC only real-time strategy game, and it's kind of mixing city building together with economic simulation and naval warfare. And at its core, it's a sandbox game, so you have a vast amount of freedom to explore the world and build huge cities.
And I wonder if you could talk to me a little bit about why the choice of the 19th century for this game.
Well, the 19th century, it's such an interesting and rich era. There was so much happening in this era. Yeah. So we had 2 industrial revolutions. We had major scientific inventions and also big social changes, and also the creation of the big imperial empires. So it's a really rich era.
And what are some of the elements that we'll get to see from the 19th century in Anno 1800?
So it's kind of, for the player, it's well, basically you start with the first kind of medieval settlements, and then it's a kind of a journey through the 19th century. So it's a kind of, you explore everything that kind of happened in this rich era.
And I understand that you have a very unique take on how to work with the community, how to gather feedback. I was wondering if you could talk to me about what is Anno Union.
So last year at Gamescom, when we actually revealed the game, we decided on, you know what, it's pre-alpha, we revealed the game, we invited
the gráfico luce bien,
chido el juego. Member of our development team. So we launched our Anno Union platform. It's a place where we give constant weekly updates on the current development and invite players to give feedback and basically help us developing the game.
Can you give me like an example of exactly how some choices have been steered by the community?
So there's a lot of different stuff we did. So like from the feedback we got on our blogs and focus playtests where invited players, we got so much great feedback, which had to completely rebalance the mid and late game of the game. Also, we heavily expanded on core features of the game based on feedback. We said like, okay, that really seems to work. Players like that, so okay, let's do it, like improve the quality a little bit even more.
Yeah.
But they can also vote on actual game content. So we had a big vote for an AI opponent in the game, for a community creation contest where they could create their own island and stuff like this.
And I understand that some of this footage that you're sharing right now is pieces that people can go to anno-union.com and vote on right now.
Exactly. So right just in time for E3, you can go to anno-union.com, check out, we have a vote up where you can vote on one of 5 ships in the game. And that's only the first stage, because in the second stage, we will allow you to design your own ship variant. So the winner of that first vote, then you can hand in your own design nodes, drawings, 3D models, whatever you like, and the winner of that contest will actually make it into the game.
Now, where is the website that people can go to again to get the most information right now?
Yeah, just check out anno-union.com. That's basically our big community platform, and we want to invite especially strategy gamers, PC players out there to come help us developing the game, sharing feedback. Just check it out.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for joining me on stage to talk about Anno 1800. Our next title is the final battle royale of the night, and Frankie is going to be talking about it, and it's a little bit, maybe not what you'd expect.
Publisher tinyBuild is known for discovering distinctive indie developers and bringing their quirky ideas to the fore, with Cluster Truck, Speedrunners and Hello Neighbor among their catalogue of hits. And now I'm delighted to be able to bring you the world-exclusive reveal of a game developed by Galvanic Games in cooperation with Explosion. Inspired by the Cyanide and Happiness webcomic, Rapture Rejects is Battle Royale as you've never seen before, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not. Top-down, isometric, cartoony, and basically bonkers. Let's take a look at what happens when the man upstairs makes an epic fail and only beams up the bad people. Introducing Rapture Rejects.
Dear God, every day I strive to be closer to your light. I pray that when Judgment Day, that most holiest of days, comes upon us, when you bring all the good people to heaven, that I may live in eternal glory by your side. Amen.
El trailer es gracioso, ¿eh? Está curioso.
A lo mejor es una vuelta de tuerca a lo Battle Royale, pero vamos.
Está gracioso, hombre. Es como el apocalipsis, ¿no? Y el tío lo han dejado ahí y se ha quedado ahí en la tierra, mientras el resto sube al cielo.
Pues sí que es otro rollo.
Smell you later,
Qué bueno.
I can't believe we got to show that trailer. That's so great. Our final game that we will be showcasing this evening is from perhaps the most famous stealth action franchise in gaming, the Hitman series. Let's take a look at a brand new trailer for
Hombre, el último
Hitman
juego
2.
Hitman.
Welcome to Miami, 47. The innovation race is on its last day, and it is down to the wire. The Providence defectors are Robert and Sierra Knox. A day of high-octane thrills.
Porque tienen que parecer siempre tan andróginos, tío, los objetivos.
Tal cual, ¿eh?
Una patata. La tiraba el tío ese por la leche. Hitman, donde tienes un francotirador y en vez de dispararle directamente, le disparas una grúa para que caiga una pelota, para que le dé a otra cosa, para que salte un cuchillo y lo mate.
No es mala opción.
¿Qué opinas de acá? ¿Vas a hacer unas cosas más absurdas?
Joining me to talk about Hitman 2 is game director from IO Interactive, Jacob Nicholson. Join me up here, Jacob. Come on out, we gotta talk. Assassination.
Hey, Sean.
Welcome, Jacob. Thanks for joining me. I mean, right away, tell me, what is Agent 47 doing in Miami?
Well, he's there to pay a visit to Sharon Robert Knox, who are part of the Kronstadt Empire. And yeah, we all know how that ends, right?
Well, given that it's a Hitman game, I have some hints. And, you know, I always felt like in the Hitman games, the environment was so critical, trying to study and trying to understand it. What are some of the elements in Miami that will show up in Hitman 2?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Miami is, I think it's one of the biggest
Serán 2 horas y se van a tirar.
in the game. And in Miami, we have, of course, the race.
Pues este pasó.
Yeah. But being this super high-detailed sandbox, we also go to great lengths to actually create all the surrounding bits and pieces, like you have here, backstage area. Of course, we also have that in Miami. So pits and paddocks, there's an emergency room, and so on. So all the facilities needed in order for you to kind of make your own way through the mission and take advantage of the locations and all the different disguises and items you stumble upon as you move in closer to your targets.
And in terms of mechanics, I know that there's going to be a lot of the familiar feels, but what are some of the brand new mechanics that are in Hitman?
Some of the new stuff is, for instance, the crowds we saw here in Miami.
Ni me voy a enterar que te había sido, tío.
There's more than ever.
Espera, creo que me he dejado... Vale, soy así listo, me he dejado la gafas.
And on top of that, we also introduced a new crowd mechanic where you can dip into the crowd if you get in trouble. So as long as they are not fleeing or running away, then they're there for you to hide in, so in case you get chased by guards. Another new thing is the picture-in-picture mechanic where you get information about what's going on other places in the level. So if you're setting up traps and stuff like that, you can kind of keep track of where the important characters are. And last but not least, we have the fan favorite, which is the sniper briefcase.
Ya estoy de vuelta otra vez.
It's not only for sniper rifles. It's also for all the other.
¿Qué tal el Hitman 2? ¿Ya lo han anunciado?
Sí, tiene buena pinta.
¿El qué?
Están
en ello. Se he ido a prepararme mi receta.
This showing is going to be the fish. It's really it's a studio favorite. We're having a lot of laughs. That right, and then of course you just saw it in the kitchen as a frying pan, so we all know the kitchen.
Hacía una calor, tío, no podía más. Y he pasado a ir al baño, por supuesto.
Also counts in Hitman.
And I want to ask about some of my favorite content from Hitman, things like elusive targets, limited time events. Will those be making a comeback?
Absolutely. So there's still going to be escalations for you to kind of challenge the game in many different ways. There's going to be challenge packs, again, new challenge for you. And then, of course, the elusive targets that pop up for a short period of time only. And you have one shot at this or,
As my final question, the expected question, when does Hitman 2 come out?
Hitman 2 comes out November 13, and if you pre-order right now, you also get access to a new game mode called Sniper Assassin, where you get to play as Agent 47, and also, for the first time in the franchise, you can play along with a friend in the
¿Un modo cooperativo?
Modo cooperativo.
¿Es cooperativo, en serio?
Sí.
Eso está muy guay.
Hostia, qué gran inclusión, tío.
I might be the worst hitman ever, but I try hard. Now, Jacob,
Bueno, este en cop sea divertido.
I'm going to escort you off to the right, so you're going to rush off this way, because coming in from the left, for the first time ever, vaguely nearby me, it's the co-host Frankie. Come here, Frankie.
They let me come down from the balcony for good behavior.
Sí, he bajado la chica que estaba allá arriba.
Well, Frankie, we did it. The PC Gaming Show is done. Thank you so much for joining us to host this year.
Thank you.
¿Este terminó o qué?
Thanks for all of you who came out to the Wilson and joined us today. It was a blast.
Que aquí nada es la de Sony, así que...
I know that everything you said
Salvo
was appropriate and
sorpresita.
intelligently thought out. And of course, this year we're curating even more great PC games from the Facebook booth in E3 South Hall. Last, and of course not least, a huge thank you to all our wonderful sponsors who let the PC Gaming Show come back for a fourth straight year. They are Hi-Res Studios, Digital Extremes, Archangel Hellfire, Team 17, Stardock Entertainment, Acer, Predator, Improbable, Oculus Rift, Drake's Cakes, Tripwire, Frontier Developments, and Square Enix. We hope you have a wonderful E3 and go play some damn video games. Cheers!
Thank you.
La falda de la chica me recuerda como si hubiera escogido papel de aluminio y lo
Ya,
hubiera dado una
tío,
vuelta.
¿verdad?
Si luego se la quita y envuelve el bocata, tampoco me extrañaría.
Bueno, se acabó. Pues bueno, no está mal, está bastante bien.
Sí, la verdad es que sí.
Sí, esta vez sí que han acertado. Buenas
La
fanáticos.
verdad es que ha sido
Sí, digo, Carlos.
mucho mejor de lo
esperado,
Sí, mucho mejor.
La verdad,
O sea,
es lo que he dicho antes. También es que lo que esperábamos era...
Ya, joder, pero tío, que está mejor que la de EA.
Bueno,
Sí,
mucho,
bueno.
mejor que la de EA sin problemas, O sea, vamos.
Sí.
Sin esforzarse. Bueno, fanáticos, nos vemos a la siguiente de Sony.
A las 3 de la mañana.
Yo no estaré.
Vale, Marcos, pues ya... Te veremos
Si
en
no,
sueño.
mañana igual me caigo de cabeza.
Vale, va, pues descansa, Marcos. Vale, fanáticos,
Venga.
hasta ahora.
Hasta ahora.